Happy holidays. And no, you can't say Merry Christmas again. I'm Travis Sorrell. Welcome to We Are Live.
Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Ah, shit.
And anyone not saying Merry Christmas and participating will not partake in the Christmas cookies that were brought in for the show. GPD looking out for you guys.
Merry Christmas.
There it is. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and yours. It's we're getting there. We're in the season, aren't we? It's time.
Are we? The weather is oddly nice.
50 degrees today
What?
already. So
Man, look. End of the world. Right around the corner. These are some nice days.
we all turn into retired Santa, with the red convertible, that Santa. That
Get out of my dreams.
Yep, that's how it works. We're at Midcoast Studio, live in Grand Center. If you haven't yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, let's get that rocking and rolling. Look out for Midcoast Media on YouTube. That's where we stream every day. Real quick hello to the great Chris Gardner, controlling the cameras and the board provided by Tech Electronics. Good morning, Gardner.
Where is he today? Where is he simulcasting from today?
It's the same spot I always am.
Oh, you're right there.
10 feet away from you.
Hey, Gardner.
What's up,
Good
man?
morning, gentlemen.
Do it.
Good morning. And I hope you had a good weekend.
Oh, yeah.
My walnuts.
Hey, throw him up. Throw him up, Chris. Happy Monday nuts on walls.
There it is.
Chris actually did a little longer that
He
time.
did.
I did. I'm just tired. I'm so sick of it, and I don't see it serving any purpose whatsoever. So I've just been beaten down to a
Yep.
pulp.
I like
that
that.
I'm a dog that now, okay, if I have to sit to get food, I shall sit.
You've been worn down.
Dang, no more resistance in you? What happened?
It's over, man.
Strategy
It's all
worked.
scar tissue.
What happened, man?
We're not
Just
talking
all
about your
scar
ankles.
tissue.
No, we're not. Talk about your soul, man. What happened?
Oh, that as
Just,
well.
it's one of those things, you take too many hits emotionally
Aw.
from the two of you.
Oh.
that I just, I'm
Your
just
soul.
beaten down.
Wait,
Yeah,
it's a soul. Come on now.
I'm lacking.
We did it.
I was going to say, this had to be your master plan.
Broke another one. I told you that if we can get Chris Denman, we can get them all.
And now you're finding out why I was ungroundable as a child.
Mm.
And you see how somehow my black ass has survived St. Louis and New York.
It was a long stint in New
3
York,
months.
too.
Just
Yeah.
But, it, man,
We
that's,
were in Brooklyn.
but that's 3 years in Portland.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like dog years.
You were in Brooklyn. You were basically in Portland.
That's a good point.
That's how it works.
Touche.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a war on happy holidays? Everyone's forcing me to say Merry Christmas.
Because
So now I'm starting. There's a war on happy holidays.
well, look, from what I understand from the secular folk, because I'm a good Christian,
Your mom's not watching.
the I guess people are like, look, man, we can say both, and that is a little bit too problematic for the right.
To recognize other people's holidays
I was
around
going
the
to
same
say,
time. as well.
I don't care what anyone said. We're doing the Ugly Christmas Sweater comedy show this Thursday at
This
Sophie's.
is happening.
At Sophie's and Kransberg Arts
I
Foundation.
mean, I love pagan holidays.
I do.
Why wouldn't I say happy holidays?
I say go for it all.
Kransberg Arts Foundation, mostly Jewish. There's a lot of Jewish heritage culture surrounding the Kransberg Arts Foundation. Their executive director was like, "What gives, man? I can't wear a menorah sweater to your
That's a good
comedy
point.
show
That's a good
Thursday."
point. That's a good
and I
point.
said, first of all, you wear any sweater you want, and be honest.
Yeah.
Had I put a sweater with a dreidel on it on our flyer, you would have thought I was patronizing Jewish people, huh? And he looked at me. He goes, "Yeah, that's right."
You know what you should have done? This would have been an ultimate troll job. Is just said it was a holiday sweater party.
I was almost like, I don't know, I don't care, I'll do that.
No,
but then
but it
I
would've
was like,
been
the
funny.
saying is ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Right.
it's a Gardner's
But
point.
all you had to do is say ugly holiday party.
Right, and then
Or
people are
ugly
like, oh,
holiday
you
sweater
can't
party.
even, blah, blah,
What
blah.
you should have now.
in the description, it says wear, a gaudy, ugly holiday sweater. I don't give a shit. First of all, if we're promoting something that's got like Rambo shooting a bow and arrow at reindeer as your sweater, like we're not really
Dope.
too worried about the meaning of what we're out here doing or what anybody's getting after. So
You just nailed
if
it.
you want to, if
We're
you
not
wa-
too worried about the meaning of what we're out
right,
here doing.
if you want to wear a sweater that says "Cheers to more beers" and it's green and red, please do so this Thursday because we're gonna have prizes and it's gonna be a fun time. but it is funny, the whole conundrum around it.
Yeah.
You should have done it. It would have gone viral. Ben Shapiro would have sent it out to his followers. People would have threatened. People would have threatened the comedy show, and then people would be like, "Oh shoot, I gotta go check this out, see
Maybe
what's
I'll-
popping." We could have had our biggest crowd.
I'll retweet it later, and then
Do
I'll,
it.
I'll label it as the ugly holiday.
Or
Christmas.
redo the flyer where you're
Ugly
you're
holiday
purposely etching out Christmas and putting
should.
Happy Holiday.
Do the
Okay.
thing where you're fake
Yeah.
mad, and be like,
I can
hey,
do that all the time.
Or do just the thing they fixed it. Isn't that what they still do? That little sassy thing they do on Twitter. Fixed it.
That's fun. Let's figure this out.
Yeah,
later.
let's
We'll
do it.
do
I'm
something.
look. If we're gonna troll, let's do it
Yeah.
professionally.
Yeah.
have some fun with it.
Let's have some. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a freaking comedy show.
It is true.
And I want to have some fun.
Well,
You deserve it.
I hope you do.
Yeah.
Good weekends all around. How'd we do?
Whew. I did have fun. I made tacos like I had promised on Friday.
I always feel like I'm like checking in with a 63-year-old divorcee who's really proud they knocked off their checklist.
I had Dairy Queen for the first time in a long
for
time on
you.
Saturday
Good
night.
for you.
I was in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Oh,
on
my
Saturday
favorite,
night,
Edwardsville.
hosting a trivia night for the Edwardsville Tigers Elite and Tigers Orange baseball clubs, Little League clubs.
Now you are a grand master of trivia questions. This is producing. You're very good at it. Love it. Appreciate your effort. However, being a trivia grand master is your calling.
I think my friend Mr. Bojangles and I have been doing it for a number of years now. If we had to, I think we could do some sort of trivia company because he's very good with graphic design and that.
Right.
Like he went to Mizzou J School for that in advertising, and now he's a teacher. So he's very good with that, and we kind of I think we balance it out nicely with
Okay.
with what we do each time. We try to. We try. Our goal is to involve everyone in the night, and that's what we try to do. And it's as we've gone on, it's gotten more interactive, like video categories, more visual categories, more audio, than instead of just straight questions. Now we'll blend that in,
All right.
but it seems to go over well with the crowds. So, and plus, if you just keep the pacing going, 3 hours is what you're targeting for a trivia night, I think.
All right.
And we've got that pacing down. I think,
Nice.
now.
I think, too, it's important to note that it was the elite team. No scrubs getting Chris Gardner out
Oh,
there.
no.
Right? This ain't the B squad. Like, oh,
No.
hey, check him out. Look
Yeah.
at him.
You coming
I
out
mean,
for the
Stevie
elite,
limps a little, but he's a great forward. Like,
really
yeah.
good. I
Or you
talked
said
to
baseball.
I
Yeah,
talked
still.
to the coach beforehand.
Oh,
It was kinda-
wow.
he was breaking down his squad for me.
And what are
kinda-
we looking at? What are we looking like?
So they're pretty good. They'll be traveling to Mississippi this year.
And you help raise money to get them to Mississippi.
Yeah,
Look at you.
that's the goal.
Look at you.
I'll do different nights.
Get a ton.
We've done a variety. We'll have one in April coming up for a church group.
Look at you giving back to the community.
What a day.
What a pillar.
I've actually been looking for something to do volunteer-wise. I've been thinking
You
about that
have. We
lately.
talked about that recently. You really enjoyed your time at the Missouri History Museum.
Yeah, and I noticed they had a volunteer, like, there was a door that said, like, volunteer
should.
or something, or members and volunteers or something.
You've reached retirement age.
But, so I came up with 3 options so far, and I'm trying to figure out if there's more, which one I would like the most.
Now,
So
look.
maybe in the new year, I'm going to try something more volunteer-wise.
Since you're in the giving mood, does it matter where you would volunteer?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I want to be happy when I'm doing volunteering.
So I just know there are some people who would love the love of Chris Gardner out in Ferguson and other parts of the North County neighborhoods. Would love to see. I just know where you currently are in the hierarchy at the cookout.
Uh-huh.
There's another opportunity
Ooh.
could present itself for you to continue to step further. Because right now we just got Chris watching the cars in the parking lot.
And I just get served
You get served
of-
ahead of the white baby mama.
girlfriends. Yeah.
Yeah, the white girlfriends.
Okay.
You're still behind the white baby mamas. Sorry. White girlfriends, head of.
So that's my next step.
But your next step, you could supersede the white baby mamas.
I'm ahead of a baby
and-
mama.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
pretty impressive.
See?
Wouldn't you say?
I mean, to make that leap without having a child with someone in a black family,
Yeah.
some would call it a win.
Well, maybe we can find some ideas out there too. I
Okay.
want to explore a number of potential ideas.
Chris won't leave Tower Grove ever.
What I had looked at was the History Museum, the VA hospital,
Hmm.
and maybe Planned Parenthood.
Oh my.
So those
Oh,
are the
my.
3 I looked at right
Oh, my.
now.
What are you going to do? You're going to get drinks for the protesters at
Oh,
Planned
boy.
Parenthood?
I
How's that work?
guess.
There's only one left. Is that just a matter of convenience?
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, it is like 2
Oh,
blocks
yeah.
from me.
It says like
Yeah.
one and like
Well, some of the places I looked at, a lot of them are within a good.
route radius.
yes.
Radius.
I mean, I don't have
What's
a car, so
What's the worst charity you would like say? I'm not saying like say you just go out, you sign up, and you accidentally get sent to where there's a total scenario situation. You have to do a month of work. What's the worst real charity you could possibly get signed up to
I had a
work for?
friend laughing at me, thinking of the idea of me trying to do Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, some of the people that are like, yeah, I'm doing Habitat for Humanity. I'm like, I don't know if you understand what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, like I don't know that I can help
build a
on
house.
No, that's built
I'm not my dad.
I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
Did that in college. Probably shouldn't have done it.
So I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I volunteered with Special Olympics before. I did enjoy that, but it's not. It was only like a one-time event, so it's not like organizing the event. It's like being a chaperone for.
You want to help humans?
Yeah,
I was going to say, it's
Or-
always stuff to do at Gateway Pet Guardians.
that is something too.
Yeah.
That's something to
I
consider.
guess that helps people too over in the East St. Louis community. so,
Yeah.
I got something for you. Like it was right in your wheelhouse. You have always said, and you and Rammer have said that IKEA is the gem of Central West End.
Oh, Remmer's never said that.
Who said?
Remmer gets mad at me when I
Oh,
say
he gets
that.
mad at
Yeah.
you when you say
Because
things like
he is nicknamed Shavitz Arena, the jewel of Midtown, and then I, just to troll him a little bit, called IKEA the crown jewel of
that. The
Midtown.
crown jewel of Midtown.
And so he would just shake his head at me.
And frustration,
when he gets
understandably.
a little irked, he's like a dog a little,
Uh-huh.
because he just kind of his head tilts. Like if you were on a radio show with him and he's getting
Really?
ready to lay into a caller, you'll see him go
I think I've seen that
the
before.
head tilt, and that's where I just kind of sit. I know to sit back at that point. I don't have to do anything. So I would do that.
He
Just
knows
to,
everyone's ticks. I don't like that.
Yeah, he just sees. It's like a guy who grew up in a certain area, and then somebody walks in, and they're from that area. Oh, you can tell he lives in the tick
Yeah,
world.
uh-huh.
So,
So I say, since IKEA is
sounds
so,
like I have Lyme disease.
but IKEA is within your
you know any tall
radius.
grass lately?
It's holiday season. What if you like, because IKEA's parking lot is so large and complex?
Uh-huh.
How about you be a parking lot guide at IKEA during the holidays?
I don't think that's the kind of like.
volunteer you're looking
No.
for. Okay.
It's not really soul fulfilling for you.
No.
Excuse us.
I need
Sorry
some-
for helping
because
old
a
ladies
lot of
coming
what
in from
charity-
Clayton.
You know, charity is about helping others, but it's also, I mean, in reality, it's about helping yourself as well, right? And that's okay to say.
don't-
It's okay to admit.
It's not. Yeah, a little bit.
No,
Not
but it
necessarily.
is. Why? I mean, it makes you feel good. You get something back.
Just because
yourself.
you get satisfaction out of it, though.
But that is for you.
naturally.
That's what I'm saying. And if you say that, people
Oh,
are
you
like,
just say,
"Well,
you say it as if it's an agenda for people to specifically do it.
sometimes, I mean, you
To
want to
make
feel
themselves-
better. Yeah, and it helps. And that's not bad, though.
Okay.
Because you're helping and you get satisfaction. That's okay.
Okay. I'm on board.
But it's like if you say it like
Okay,
that,
no.
people are like, well, I'm like, oh,
Yes.
just calm down, okay?
Sorry, I calm.
We're talking about human nature
I
here.
agree, and I concur with you.
And maybe that's a good thing that you get that feeling back. That
Yes.
tells you you're doing something right.
joy.
You're,
good to have it.
you're rewarded.
Absolutely.
Sunshine.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
People just
Okay, I'm just
freak
sorry.
out
All right,
about
we
that.
apologize. My bad.
So I can't, like the History Museum would be, I love the History Museum.
It's very nice.
So they need volunteers for what?
Well, the thing is, they have their volunteer thing shut down right now until next year. They're not accepting any applications. And I might have to have more of a flexible schedule than I do to be able to do
And I would
something
imagine
there.
they may do a simple background check. I mean, it's the least they could do. I mean,
Wouldn't
I
they-
have a friend who does who every Saturday goes and helps run a food pantry for a church in North St. Louis.
okay,
Um,
that's pretty cool.
so I could maybe explore. Hey, what does this entail for you? You know, why do you do it? I could have a discussion with him. He lives in my neighborhood. Older gentleman. So I could check in on that. I'm just looking for some. I want to explore the ideas and come up with something.
Okay.
Wouldn't it, I just worry the History Museum is just flush with retired social studies teachers and American history teachers from high schools that are
Yeah.
now realizing 3 years into retirement that drinking at 1 p.m. every day is not really how they want to spend their final years.
Wouldn't you say I'm basically that person anyway, kind of?
I mean, there's that.
I just don't
No.
want anybody to jump you and beat you up.
Where, at the History Museum?
Yeah.
Oh wow, like a rival, like an alternative history freak or something.
Well, first of all,
Somebody like-
a little bit too close to the zoo. Zoo has bears.
Yeah, but I'm already living close to there anyway,
That's
too.
a good point.
Keep
I
your
mean, I
enemy-
am
keep
closer.
your enemies closer. I-
But then, like, yeah, like Chris mentioned, you get the summer camps that come in during the year, and they generally have white teenagers,
Hmm.
and it can get hectic. So I don't want that. I don't want that
Hey,
for you.
I'd end up cursing.
Yeah. Hey, you little son of a bitch,
Yeah.
and then he just whoops your ass, and I'm just like,
You punk ass bitch, what are you doing?
yeah, and that's what's gonna do it.
That
And
is
like-
that is the
Whoops.
problem in those situations. You forget you are a public servant, and you forget you get reminded real quick what the public is, and you're like, oh, I'm doing this fulfilling thing.
Especially
It's
white
like,
teenagers, because they have so you got a dream team, that's fine.
Yeah.
Their daddy has a firm,
Yeah.
an
Oh.
entire firm. So I'm just saying.
I mean, my
You-
Dream Team members are a part of some good firms.
I'm just saying, what if it's one of the dream team members' kids that come in there and kick your ass?
that's-
Nah,
what do the what do the black teenagers do? Like
They-
what threats do they pose?
They're gonna come in, probably ask, "Hey man, what can I get you for lunch today?" Maybe bring you a lemonade, probably something for the family. They'll definitely give you warm black people hugs.
I'll get labeled a racist
No, you
for
would
saying
not.
something like, take that hood off.
No, they were
Or
like,
something
"Oh,
like that.
I
Triangle
understood
assassin.
what you're saying. You're looking after our safety. Thank you, Mr. Gardner." That's what they probably.
What if
normally
with,
say.
with any kid, what if I just, gave them cigarettes to calm down?
Mm-hmm. It's a sure sign of civility.
It's fair. That's how they do it in prison.
Yeah.
I'm teaching them.
There you go.
And then I can have like a history lesson with
There you
it or
go.
something. Thomas Cigarette came across.
He's been reading that book I gave him. He's been reading the book I've given him. Yes, he's catching up on his history.
Right.
He'll be able to do his own Make It Racist here in a week or so.
we should take you back to the History Museum and just find items and have you tell the story of each of these items.
Let's see
Yeah.
if we can make that happen.
I think that's really the best you can do.
I think that would be great. You just
Otis Beaver. He used to work the shoreline of the Mississippi. And then White Otter stabbed him in the head
White
with
Otter?
shards from the arch. And this is the history of the Mississippi.
yeah. There you go. See?
See?
All of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Missouri History Museum
Boom.
tour guide Marvis Moreau.
Boom.
That'd be perfect. I think yeah, we have to do that video now.
Yeah, I think we have to. It'd be a really cool YouTube show if you can travel the globe to all these history museums and you have
Give out
to
incorrect
Mhm.
information.
Yes.
I don't see where there.
But
could be
do
any
it like
issue
it has
with
to
that.
be dead serious. It has to be like
You need to do it where you'll piss people off. It's
Yes,
so good.
yes.
Where you're like, how is this?
Yes.
Like, this is criminal.
like
yeah.
because I've been really into the history channels on the YouTubes.
Yeah. Well, that's where Ancient Aliens is.
There you go. And so now that I'm into them, I'm like, man, this is another good way to pass off fake news because the way they say it and the music that they use, they can't be lying to me.
Yeah.
Like, of course, that's how it happened.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
I agree.
What does it for you on those YouTube channels? Because I usually go, how many views they have based on whether or
That's
not
how you
they're
decide?
legit. It's only got 35,000 views. It must not
Normally,
be
I'm
legit.
seeking out like someone in particular if I'm looking for a talk.
Oh,
or
okay, that's
something.
smart. That's smart.
So there's someone I'm looking for, and I'm like, okay, this is who I'm going to listen to. So maybe you end up down a rabbit hole, or as a wormhole, as you call it. But I normally have a target in mind if I'm searching out a talk of some sort.
Gotcha.
Now, the Triangle Assassin wants you to check out a smaller museum, like the Chess Museum, or no, they're doing a little
What
too
the
much
hell's he trying to
expanding.
do here?
Or STL
He wants me to
Food
go
Bank.
into Rex territory?
Oh boy, I don't want to go to the Rex's.
Or a real one, STL Food Bank, packing box of food for those in need.
Okay, where's that? I'll need to look in to see where that's located.
STL Food Bank, I can hook you up with their director of communications.
They
Very
would
good
love
guy.
you actually, and that's actually pretty fun. I've done that a few times, and that's actually really cool. Actually, it's been a while. Shoot, or maybe I'll do that this holiday. I'm with you there. Okay, maybe I need some of this action.
Okay.
Okay, I'll consider it as well. And then maybe, yeah, you can ride with me. And we'll just go and try to be good Samaritans and do
Can we
good
ride
with-
dirty?
Sure. I don't know what that means. We can just ride like in a
I've heard
normal vehicle.
people use it before.
Oh, we don't have to use it in this case.
You ain't saying nothing but a word.
Okay, now he's making sense. Yeah. You know what also makes sense?
Oh boy.
Mm-mm.
Gateway powder coating.
Oh. What?
They're fast, durable, affordable. See, you thought I was going to jump into a story, but I wasn't. I'm going to take care of business. Hey, my friends at Gateway Powder Coating. Got something rusty around the house, Chris? Probably smell, stink, dirty, dingy. Well, my homeboys down at Gateway Powder Coating will absolutely take care of that. They'll shine that up real nice for you. And they're hiring. They're currently hiring. So if you're looking for a little holiday pay and you're trying to start a career
Are you
in
mixing up
customer
Tech
service,
Electronics with
Gateway Powder Coating. Fast, durable, affordable. Not sure of our website. Put it in the google.com box.
Uh-huh.
Gateway Powder Coating.
GatewayPowderCoat.com.
How to do?
Be sure to support them.
How to do?
We have now. It's been answered. We did receive, and I say this pun intended, a package in the mail the other day. And judging by the the repeated YouTube comments, I now know exactly who
Oh
sent
my!
it.
Who? What happened,
yeah.
Chris?
But we'll get to that in the second hour.
Okay.
We'll unbox, and we can have Travis
Wait. Are we gonna-
unbox the.
Are we gonna
package.
unbox it? Is there stuff in it?
Yeah. What do you think?
We'll see.
Oh, you think you don't think that's appropriate?
No, I just don't want to clean up.
Oh, there's a bunch of sparkles in it. Yeah, that does make a huge mess.
Yeah.
Either way, there was
spray
a
it down. We'll
there
just
was
spray
a
it
funny
down.
package
Uh-huh.
sent to the studio, so we'll have to check that out.
Uh-huh.
So thank you for the anonymous package that was sent. Travis, where were you taking the
I was going
show?
to say, well, you're saying, speaking of packages, it looks like one arrived early for the Mizzou Tigers
Oh.
because there was something under their Christmas tree.
Mm.
And if you're thirsty, then let Elijah Drinkwitz make you not thirsty.
Not Elijah.
Elijah.
Uh-huh.
Elijah was going to be so cool.
This fella.
That guy is your new head coach for the University of Missouri football team. And I think he also is a producer for the Frank Cusimano press box.
Actually, that's not what I saw when I saw him. I saw State Farm agent from Paducah, Kentucky.
Oh, boy.
This is how I see him.
He does. Oh, man.
He's got a look.
Yeah. You'd buy from him.
He's
Hey,
got
just
a
off
look.
Hinkville Road in Paducah. 270-443-4002.
The University of Missouri
I think this is a fine hire. What are we
appears
going
to
to
have
do?
found the man to take over the Tiger football program. This is a story posted by Greg Palermo
Oh, nice.
on Fox 2 News.
Way to credit.
The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reports MU will hire Appalachian Stagecoach Elijah Drinkwitz to succeed Barry Odom, who was fired November 30th after going 25-24 for 4 seasons.
What are you doing?
I just don't want to keep reading
Why not?
because this guy sucks.
How do you know that?
I don't know. I think the consensus is after reading everyone available and everything that everybody wanted them to do, like I don't know what else you're gonna want.
How is your hire of not less miles?
All right, man, this is going to be...
Well, I'm serious. I'm not being a smartass when I say this. What would be your alternative be?
You know what? I know it's the business, but I really didn't like... I really didn't like how he left Appalachian State.
Because he went 12-1 and
Nah, I didn't like... I didn't know it was a one-year deal. I didn't realize he went 12-1 with another coach's players.
Yeah.
And I saw some.
He said he
I
was going to be there to make it sustainable.
Yeah, and he said he's going to be there long. I don't that kind of. I look and
And
I
that's
look.
what
I'm
they
not
all
saying.
say.
I'm not
That's what they
saying.
all
Look,
say.
it's right. I'm not saying I'm not. But that's a. Ooh man, he said he was going to be there long term, and that was the first year of a
You
contract.
believe him?
I don't. That just looks.
He's at Appalachian State.
I get it.
They
That
beat
is
North.
hippie country, though. I could handle Appalachian
They beat
State.
North Carolina and South Carolina this year.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
fine. We'll see.
Offensive-minded coach. Well, with those comments and how he left, man, I don't know if I would buy insurance for this.
Right.
gentleman
I'm just
Maybe
I'm
you
just
need
trying
a
to think of.
policy on him leaving.
Look,
Yeah.
and look, I don't have a high school kid. I have a nephew he's recently chosen the school he would like to attend to play football.
Was it Appalachian State?
It
Is that
was
why you're
not.
upset?
No, it wasn't. He picked a Missouri school, but not my Missouri school.
Oh.
And so I just and okay. I don't know whether to be. I'm not angry. You're right. It's not fair to be upset.
Because you don't have
know.
like they should have hired X. do you?
Right. At the same time, I'm not necessarily excited, so I'll just shut up and wait and see. The only reason why I'm kind of leery about those comments is that, again, you do have to go into these living rooms. And I know all the coaches do it. Some are better than others, though. I just thought the way he handled it with Appalachian State was a little bit more tacky than other coaches have done before. It just felt clunky. It didn't feel like it looks very phony less than 12 months after saying that. And that can come off as phony to parent of high school elite athletes and kids themselves. Just a heads up.
I think you can find an example of that from literally every single coach.
True.
On the Division I level.
You got the Sabans of the world who will do the press conference and, no, I'm not looking at this. You have a Mike Andersons who will say, hey, Missouri is where I want to be. I'm not worried about any other job, even if it is at my old school. And so, yeah, that didn't make me feel good. I was hoping.
So that's your big issue?
And that face.
I mean,
The face and the
let's
hair.
get to
There
it.
it is.
Yeah, come on.
that's
Let's get
the
to it.
look. I just
Don't try and sidestep.
Yeah, put that bad
You-
boy back up again. I don't want to seem like the bad guy
This
here.
one?
You're not. Look, come on.
You're
This is the
just
beginning
being
of a
vain.
Dateline episode, and your boy Keith Morrison is going to town about the husband who went to Vegas over the weekend while his wife was missing.
I don't know.
He looks like that guy, does he not?
No, I think insurance salesman still.
Oh my God!
State Farm.
Great. Look, he would be a great producer for
36
Drive
years
Time
old.
Sports Radio in St. Louis.
36 years old, young guy.
36 years old, look like that. You trust him?
He's worked with Gus
Up and comer?
Malzahn in the past. He's
Yeah.
been at Boise State, North Carolina
Offensive-minded
State.
coach.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, why not wait and see?
Only thing all I wanted, and I know maybe they didn't have
This
that
is what we
as an
need to know.
option.
What do you want?
All I wanted was somebody with a championship pedigree.
I don't think that person's out
Okay,
there.
here was the
And
rumor
everyone
I
they
saw.
looked at.
This is the rumor I saw. That Brian Harsin, who's at Boise State,
Right.
if you were going to get him out of there, it was going to be $5 million a year. That's for him.
Okay.
Is that championship pedigree?
Here's my question: Is Brian Harsin the best coach available?
I
That
don't
would be the
know.
question I would be asking, because I wouldn't be worrying about the money. My question would be, if you care deeply about the program and you want it, as Sturk said, to be on a national championship level,
Yeah.
then the money shouldn't matter.
But what if it
Who's your
does?
best coach available? If
But what
money,
if
then
it
you're not
does?
concerned about winning.
Okay.
Then just say that. You can't be one or the other. You see,
But-
that's what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is why there was an issue between maybe Sturk and the board of curators at one point that we saw. So I mean, I don't know what's what with it.
True. We don't. And that's why I'm
that's
saying.
the thing is I don't know.
Right, and that's why I said that's my only
Compared
thing would
to-
have been to have
So
someone
if
with a
you're-
championship pedigree.
If you have limitations, you
Right.
have to go
Work
by
with
those
those.
limitations.
It is slightly confusing, and this was leaked, and they actually got some egg on their face in this one, and then they ended up doing. I read Dave Matters'
Yeah.
update on it. So they ended up two of the board. So the board of curators, is that what they're called?
Uh-huh.
Board of curators really like this is an internal leak. This shouldn't have got out, but they just straight up turned their nose up at the three candidates they brought in for that, and we talked about them on here. That Arkansas State head coach, that he was the same guy, right? Like that they basically just hired. So the reasoning was there wasn't a big enough splash, whatever else. That's the only thing I'm confusing. And then,
It's
Yeah.
a pretty big splash, if you ask me.
and then they had to send 2 members of the board of curators to North Carolina to meet with him as kind of a show of solidarity with the athletic director, according to Dave Matter in the Post-Dispatch, which I thought that was like, I didn't understand that part. So maybe they were just dealing with some inside info that had gotten out and gotten blown up. And Randy Carricker tweeted that out. I was like, oh boy, what is happening
Here's
here?
my thing is if you're going to make the decision to fire someone like Barry Odom, then it is incumbent upon you to have a strong, concise plan in place to replace him. Now, I know things come up and things go about, but you had a guy that you had just recently extended, a guy that you could have made the argument to keep if you needed to, at least for another season, because his buyout actually would have been lesser next year. So I just think if you're going to say, all right, we're definitely getting rid of Barry Odom, that means you definitely have your guys. And those guys better be sizably better than what you're getting out of Barry Odom if you're going to make that switch. Because say what you will about Barry Odom, and I've said a ton, the guy has done a very good job on the recruiting trail. I think at the beginning of this season, Missouri was ranked 35th. Their upcoming class is going to be a 35th ranked class. Ain't bad. He was doing a better job at making inroads with recruits in Kansas City and St. Louis. So if you're going to replace all that, then it is incumbent upon you to have a concise plan together to get your guy. And it just didn't feel like Sturck had a concise plan. He was sure he was going to fire Odom. I just don't think he had a starting
Well,
point.
it sounded
That's what
like
it's
he
kinda-
had a plan, and then the board of curators maybe.
Which, looking at
Throw a
those
wrench in
coaches
that
that
plan.
we know that were leaked, you can understand though why the board of curators were like, these guys aren't sizably better than Odom. We could actually get lesser results now because we're going to likely lose recruits.
Well, the thing is, you can't say that. Is the thing. There's an unknown. There's an uncertainty.
But there is a certainty in
But-
what you're getting out of Barry Odom.
Right, but is that acceptable? That was
Right.
proven to be no.
Right.
Or thought to be no.
Right.
So what you're saying is you can't say that they're necessarily a downgrade from Barry Odom. Because
True.
what you have to admit is you don't know. It's not
But
the splash higher you're looking for necessarily, but there's uncertainty and you just can't say.
Well, and then on top of that, it just again, if there's no clear, you gotta go get this guy. Like
Did you want Lane Kiffin? Is that who you wanted?
Lane Kiffin ends up at Ole Miss. He's not
Thank
building
God.
Florida Atlantic into a
Yeah,
powerhouse,
I don't.
as he said he
I-
would be doing.
Lane Kiffin. If I can't sit up here and call out Drinkwitz at Appalachian State and then been like, oh yeah, I want Lane Kiffin because he's a good character. No, he's not, and that's the thing that would have scared me if he was at Mizzou.
you
I was
see-
just going to be waiting
So,
for the next
Did you
scandal to
see,
break.
Lane Kiffin landed in Oxford.
And
or
they had
wherever.
all these people.
all these people were there to meet him and everything. And this gentleman hands his baby to Lane Kiffin. And Kiffin's holding the baby a second, so he's kissing babies and doing all this thing like a politician would. And hands the baby back to the guy. And the guy says back to Lane Kiffin, get a burner phone.
What?
So just get a burner phone. Make sure you get a burner phone.
He just already said right now. He already just laying the groundwork. It's gonna get. Now Sam Lyons, who comes in every Friday, no longer will be coming in every Friday because he got promoted. And he's making big money because he's better than us. But he has said how there are some fine ladies down at Ole Miss,
Yeah.
and it looks like old Lane Kiffin is gonna be a rebel.
Can be stiffing,
With
in
a cause?
With a cause.
okay.
stiffing
yeah.
Kiffin.
Sniffing Kiffin. Oh God!
Sorry.
Oh God! Thank you. That's a great sign. When does Ole Miss come to Mizzou?
Quinn Snyder.
Sniffing Kiffin. There he comes. I like that.
I
That's
said
good.
stiffing Kiffin.
Oh, but sniffing
Oh,
Kiffin is
sniffing
better.
Kiffin works as well.
Oh,
I don't know if there's
sniffing Kiffin and sniffing. That's good. Buy the websites.
it all works out.
By the way,
Buy the website. How do you? I don't know. Go to GoDaddy. Get that website.
You're just pointing at me and yelling, buy the websites.
Yeah. Questions and comments from the listeners and viewers. Hey, happy birthday, Chris and Travis. That's from our friend Jamie Moyer's Fancy Foyer, and then he says, "Oh, I thought we had the same birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Fancy Foyer."
Nice job.
That was
was
good.
good.
He's Fancy Foyer also just turned 34, and Drinkowitz looks like he could be my dad. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. Tom Brown says, "Damn, he's 36 and looks like me." So Tom Brown thinks he looks like him. Our friend who said this is a good question. We've been asked who will play. Drinkowitz, Richard asked who's going to play him in the Investigation Discovery Program. I say Stephen Root.
Ooh, I love Stephen
Oh,
Root.
Stephen Root's a good
Everybody
actor.
does.
Who doesn't love Stephen Root?
Oh, I don't know.
Stevie from Eastbound and Down. Could that actor?
Yes.
He's a great
Yeah, I
introvert.
see
You know what I'm
it.
talking about?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Right.
You're on a roll, man.
Yeah, that'd be good. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I
Investigation
can't
Discovery
hate you.
coming.
I'm sure. I
No,
don't.
when
I don't.
because
Let this serve as a stark reminder.
okay.
Yeah, I had to get that out there.
I did the initial like what is this? But then you start looking into it, and the candidates that were going to similar programs, even the fella from Memphis who is the hot name this year, Norvell, he was at Memphis and he went to Florida State. Like Barry Odom's now going to coach Memphis, right? That's what they're looking at. He's going to be their head coach potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they had
So-
looked at him before.
How's
well,
that
he was their
text chain going you got?
No. Yeah.
Right.
Damn it, you guys are
Yeah.
How are we still
he was
not
their
learning our
embarrassing me.
lesson?
I'm
He was their defensive coordinator. So when you start looking at this and everything else, outside of Barry Odom's
Making me look like a fool.
time at Mizzou, there's not really much of a difference in the resumes between the two,
That's the thing that is for me, but whatever.
aside from
I
one.
mean, that's the thing for me. I think it's not a matter of making a splash. It's making a substantial upgrade.
Right.
And I don't think you made a substantial upgrade here. Could be wrong. I knew what I was getting in Barry Odom.
The dude,
and this
Norvell-
guy feels like I'm going to get the same result. But again, that's
The Norvell guy that Florida State just went all in on. Okay, that would have been the hot name, but like you're signed up for $4 million for that guy, $5 million. Like, is that really your big splash? Like a guy that was just coaching Memphis? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's the same thing that Gardner said. It's like you don't know what's going to happen with these guys. Every hire,
you have a stronger inclination in college football. I feel like than other sports. I think with college football, like you may now there may be certain expectations programs
I was
have.
going to say, look at Harbaugh at Michigan. That seemed like it was
Right,
gonna be
Harbaugh.
lights out.
Harbaugh's been a very good college football coach. He hasn't beaten Ohio State.
Well, he hasn't
He hasn't won a national
hasn't-
championship, but he's been
He hasn't
he's been
won-
worth the price of admission.
he
He
hasn't
hasn't done
won
well
big
at all.
games.
He hasn't won the big games.
Like it's not just Ohio State. It's like top 10, top 15 teams.
but he's doing
But
better.
they
He's
expect
a-
top 5 finishes out of Michigan.
but
every
they
year.
expected a substantial upgrade from their previous coach, and can we argue they've gotten that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all I'm saying. is
Their
that as long as-
expectations were
No,
higher
their
than
expectation is
that,
higher than that, of course.
That's what I'm
As
saying.
it should be. But Michigan, that's nothing to Michigan for a $7-8 million coach. So
Well,
if it's-
my point is though, you don't always achieve the results
that
even
you desire
if
through. Yeah, that's true.
any college in America
True.
would have paid the max whatever for Harbaugh. Period.
True.
There's no college out there that would have done it. Sans Alabama and now Clemson, but at the time, Harbaugh would have gotten
I think-
literally any job he wanted.
I think Bama. I think Bama when they made the move to essentially pull Saban out of the NFL, like I think they knew they were going to get a substantial upgrade, and they were hoping, based on his track record in college, that he was going to be able to bring that same success to Bama as he brought to LSU. So I think you have a strong inclination. Like if you bring in Urban Meyer tomorrow, Urban Meyer, you expect an SEC championship game in 2 years.
You automatically seed that 37 rules violations will happen and be swept under a rug.
Well, at this rate, if Mizzou's going to violate
A
rules, at
medical
least
issue at some point.
yeah,
Right.
like
Whatever.
time with the family.
Whenever he sees a job opening 2.5 years away, he's going to start feeling a little sick.
I'm surprised a lot of those doors close quickly before Urban can throw his name in any of the hats. But then again, I think the USC job was tied up. Harbaugh obviously isn't leaving Michigan.
I don't know about that.
No, Harbaugh wouldn't leave Michigan. And then Michigan would be crazy to fire Harbaugh.
I don't know if he's going to stick around.
Man, who are you going to get better? Man, okay.
What if
man,
Jura?
I
What if
guess.
Jura throws a bunch of money at him?
To come to Dallas? Oh my!
Yeah, look at that.
But you think Harbaugh back in the NFL?
Be a better
he
NFL coach. than
really
NFL
rubbed a
coach.
lot. No, look, I think he's a very good coach. I think he's a terrible people person, but he seems to be working for him at Michigan. The NFL players just really got tired of his shtick. There were numerous stories coming out of San Francisco.
Is it
So
the
I'd be
pleated khakis?
a guy that
They
has
don't
his
know
own
good style.
I mean, but that would make sense. Harbaugh and Jerry Jones, that would be a marriage made in heaven. That's now you got a boy thinking like, ooh, that would be fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Harbaugh and Jerry Jones sniping at each other in the press every Sunday. That's my kind of party. Oh, okay, all right. I like the way you're thinking then. Okay.
I'm drinking some of what I've got some prophecy in here this morning. I'm
Well,
talking crazy.
Well, be careful what you drink, Chris, because old Donnie is ordering a review of your water. Yes, the EPA has been ordered by their president to look at the water rules because people are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
I have a clip of this actually. I thought you were going to go, speaking of not making a big splash, when you transition to this story.
That would have been a good one. Can we edit it and do it again?
Yeah, we'll
take two?
Go.
Okay. Speaking of making a big splash,
And then
Donald Trump orders
Yeah.
review of EPA water rules.
you ready?
Edit, okay? Here we
And
go.
two clip. 3, 2, 1, hit.
We have a situation where we're looking very strongly at sinks and showers and other elements of bathrooms where you turn the faucet on in areas where there's tremendous amounts of water, where the water rushes out to sea because you could never handle it, and you don't get any water. You turn on the faucet, you don't get any water. They take a shower and water comes dripping out, just dripping out, very quietly dripping out. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times, as opposed to once. They end up using more water. So EPA is looking at that very strongly, at my suggestion. You go into a new building or a new house or a new home, and they have standards on where you don't get water. You can't wash your hands practically. There's so little water comes out of the faucet. And the end result is you leave the faucet on, and it takes you much longer to wash your hands. You end up using the same amount of water. So we're looking at very seriously at opening up the standard. And there may be some areas where we'll go the other route, desert areas, but for the most part, you have many states where they have so much water that it comes down. It's called rain, that they don't know what to do with it. So we're going to be opening up that, I believe.
How did we end up?
10 to 15 times.
We literally ended up in RoboCop. We ended up inside the movie.
How's that?
It's just, you know how like dystopian the world was and how violent and just stupid and just did not make sense and was dark for no reason at all. Like
don't think
we're
we're quite
inside.
there
We're pretty
yet.
close. We're pretty freaking close. What the fuck was he talking about?
Apparently, there's some water pressure issues at the White House, it seems, or
This is-
Mar-a-Lago or
but-
something like
But
that.
this is like, I don't, you're right. I don't think the president of the United States has to be this world-class genius, although it would be really, really nice. However,
Obviously.
it would be very comforting, but at least read your briefings so you can, and here's why I say just read your briefings. I just want a person that can read briefings because that way you can do your own summary. What he's doing is trying to remember how to say it based on how someone told it to him. So instead of just reading and going, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, I get it. Okay, I can summarize that. He can't even be bothered with reading the briefing. He has to have someone tell it to him. And so he's trying to recite it again in his own way, how he heard it go inside his brain.
That was quite something.
It was. That's the only thing. I don't need, you're right. Okay. I don't need, and I guess we can settle for not having a genius
What
president.
bowel movements does he have?
Thank you, Gardner.
I
Seems
think,
like an issue.
here's the thing. I think there may actually be a kernel of important information side what the EPA is attempting to do. But because it comes out of his mouth, because he doesn't take the time to even slightly educate himself about what's going on, It sounds like that. Marble garble.
Damn it.
What did he just? What the fuck was that?
I was able to secure some exclusive footage
Oh boy.
from the White House plumber.
Oh boy.
Because you heard Trumpy Bear there talking about what he was flushing tender. He said people, but we really know what he means there. He's talking about himself.
Right.
It'd be funny if he was taking an internal one-room White House plumbing issue and foisting it upon the nation.
Turns into the whole thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That'd be good. That's
So-
in my world. That's what just happened.
So I was able to get this leaked footage
Wow.
and maybe what is considered
boy.
a news dump.
Oh god. I see what's happening right now.
But here's maybe what's causing the concern. This is footage from a plumber trying to fix a toilet after Trumpy Bear went. You ready?
Okay.
I just wanted to use the Ernest clip. That's all.
Big shout out to Jim Varney.
Ernest goes to camp
Oh man.
at the very beginning. Oh well, let's do it again.
All right.
Just because that's all. I just wanted to use the clip we had talked about it. So classic.
Every boy under the age of 14, under the age of 30, when that movie came out, did that for the next 2 years of their life.
You could say
Hey,
40
Yeah, under 40. Yeah.
because I would fall into that category.
No, I meant when it came
Oh,
out.
okay, gotcha.
2 years. I mean, you got to give your Anchorman quotes are still kind of hanging around. I'm thinking, was done at many a
And look,
suburban.
and I'm sure
elementary school.
we can attach it back to everyone's preference politically. Hillary was the worst of two evils, etc. But 62 million people voted for that. 62.
You know what? Looking into this story did lead me to something. It led me to find this toilet brush
Oh,
online
God.
if you'd like to buy it.
That's pretty
Because
adorable.
I was looking for images and such to kind of pair with this story as we discussed it. I'm like, well, look at this. Look at this toilet brush. So you can search this on is it the Google box
It
you
is
call
the
it? Joe?
box of Googles.
The box of Googles if you'd like to take a look at this Donald Trump toilet brush and grab one while you can. I'm sure they're selling like hotcakes.
I am exhausted. That is.
Oh, you're
That
beaten
is-
and worn down too?
Oh man, that is.
I've
that's
already
a-
said that.
That's brutal,
know, you
man.
can't
that's
take that.
brutal.
That's
but
Chris's
but I'm
role.
just saying, man. But like, damn.
Beleaguered.
Yeah, hi, y'all. I'm like, look, and I'm not. Joe ain't perfect. Elizabeth has her flaws,
I heard an interview
Even-
with him on NPR, and it was troubling.
and I look. Lord knows, I hate Cory Booker. However,
Seems like a douche.
every single one of them would be
Do you
a
hate him because he's smarter than you?
Booker.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
Mr. Black support over here, anytime a
Yeah.
black dude hones in on anything Travis knows anything about, it is.
You
it
don't
gets
like
real,
him
it
because
gets,
of the jeans he
gets-
wears.
gets
Yeah,
real,
that, the
gets real
jeans.
catty.
The jeans and got a little Rosario Dawson action going on.
Ah,
there.
he's jealous. There
And
it
he's very smart.
Yeah, and he's smart.
is. Yeah, what, Harvard Law?
Stanford.
Stanford? Never heard of it.
Yeah, smart guy.
That's
Okay.
where Josh Hawley went.
However,
Oh, a good old boy.
yeah, he's getting so much play these days, and it's starting to really tick me off.
That was his plan all along.
He would be, as I've said before, a substantial upgrade. All of those guys would be a substantial upgrade than we currently have. You can't sit there and just with a straight face and go, okay, that's normal. Like if you're doing that, then you really are the problem.
Sit down.
I'm sorry, but I can't. My dude literally said, a lot of these states got water. It's called rain.
It's called rain.
Come on, man. Like,
It's called
right,
rain.
look. I know. Look, my boy Barry, he had some slip ups. Look, George W. had his fair share. I get it. Presidents aren't always on.
Remember that guy threw a shoe at George Bush?
That happened. But Trump literally saying there are states that got a lot of water, rain. And then us, the public, or the people in the room at least, the people in the room having to laugh it off, even though they're going, what the fuck is he
Was it-
talking about?
Was it Senior or W that vomited at that state dinner?
Senior? On the Japanese prime minister, if I'm not mistaken. He got sick,
Share the same birthday.
slumped in. I remember, man, they were killing him. That's when I knew a president. I thought, because at that point, as a kid, you're a
Human.
president. You like, oh, shit, president can do no wrong. I ain't never heard no president doing no. And they was like, he threw up. Like, who threw up? The president. So the Japanese president. Oh, the American president threw. Oh. And then you see the photos as a kid. Just like, hey man, that ain't right. He was pale, passed out.
Yeah.
Chris Dimon in 2008.
Oh. After what? Fireball?
Easily.
Fireball around then?
A Goldschlager. Stuff with a gold mint inside of it.
When did Fireball come out?
Too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I just want to remind everybody, big Christmas sweater, ugly Christmas holiday sweater. How are we doing this? Christmas sweater comedy show Thursday. Let's make sure we come out, support. Gonna be a hell of a time. We've got Emily Hickner, Meredith Hopping, and Kenny Kynes on the bill. If you wear a sweater, you're going to be entered to win some prizes. We gave away some Schlafly and some Snappy Bigman coffee last show. So this one, we're going to have a cool photo area set up. We're going to have holiday drink specials. Obviously, Jack Daniels and Schlafly will be repping hard.
Jack lives
We do have a special Christmas or holiday cocktail menu available from our friends here at Sophie's and the Kranzberg Arts Foundation. So come out. It's going to be a fun time. Gateway Pet Guardians is going to bring another pup. And Buzz's Hawaiian Grill will have food available.
Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
My gosh, that was so good last time. So big shout out to them. Christmas Sweater Comedy Show. Get here early. Doors are at 4. You can come in and have a cocktail. This one's going to be pretty packed. So get there if you want to save a table. We're going to have a great time this week, again, with another great lineup at Happiest Hour in partnership with Jack Daniels. Do we want to take a break? Get Gardner some menthol in his life?
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll do that. It's Chris Emmon, Travis Terrell. It's We Are Live. Quick break. Be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's We Are Live. Chris Sim and Travis Terrell. Big thanks again to Tech Electronics for helping us fill out our studio with wonderful equipment. They can help you and your business with emergency systems, tech help, whatever you need. They got it. That's techelectronics.com for more information. Another quick shout out to our friends at Hillside Animal Hospital. Dr. Ed is off enjoying Hawaii and doing veterinarian work out there. He comes here usually every Wednesday to do dogs on film.
Yeah.
And he'll be in Hawaii helping out at a clinic there for a bit longer. But during the holiday season, if your pets need care, be sure to take them to Hillside Animal Hospital. Very easy to find online, hillsideanimalhospital.net for more information on services available. Care and scheduling appointments are always so easy. I can get my animals in that day. I say animals, I just have dogs. I don't have like a lizard or anything, but I'm sure they can help you.
Ferret?
If you do. No ferrets. Not yet. Ferrets... I think that damn Beastmaster movie made us all love ferrets, but ferrets kind of make your house smell like wood chips stained with pee. Like I don't know if you need a ferret in your life unless you're a
Was it
ferreter.
a ferret that
Or
was
if you're
in?
a ratter? What,
Ferret?
how's that work?
Ratter.
What?
Was it a ferret that was in Kindergarten Cop?
Yes,
Okay.
there was a ferret. There was a little span of ferrets there. We had a
Yeah.
little affinity for them. Huh?
I think Kindergarten Cop maybe popularized it some too.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it was pretty popular.
After seeing that movie, because
Yeah.
he used it as a way to ease the kids in the classroom, and then everyone's, oh, they're so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Are they though?
I don't know. I've never owned one. I've only
They're
owned
pretty.
cats.
They're pretty cute for sure.
Okay, because people were saying like
They're
Ted,
interesting little
Ted
animals.
Bundy was cute, so I kind of don't trust people's opinions
Oh.
anymore.
Yeah, he was charming, apparently.
That don't mean he cute.
Well, he has some like classic good look features maybe about his face.
But for people to just fall in love with Ted Bundy, like there was this huge rush of women at the courthouse. Like,
Yeah.
what was y'all looking at?
Well, I mean, Charles Manson got married in prison, I think.
That's
So
also true.
Oh, his boy Tex had several children while incarcerated.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
things occur.
So true.
People like certain things. Don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to explore, though.
Yeah.
It is.
The depths of the mind.
It really
God.
is.
Let's explore the depths of the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Former Cardinal catcher, Mr. Ted Simmons, finally gets the call. Do you have anything on this, Gardner? I feel like you're a big Ted Simmons guy. This is huge. He 8 All-Star appearances, I believe. He's
Yeah.
second in like every offensive category for catchers ever, it feels like.
Yeah. Not for Mike Piazza, basically.
Yeah. Big time player. His number 23 should be retired by the Cardinals also now. This is an important call. This is one people have been asking about for a while. Gardner specifically, I figured you had some opinion on this, as he's a
Well,
guy you love.
He is. I've had a couple of conversations with him. I don't know him very well. I think Rob Raines knows him pretty well.
Certainly not as celebrated as other Cardinals Hall of Famers.
He's different.
Mm-hmm.
He's a different breed.
Oh, so help me understand that. I always thought he was like maybe because I've heard the same thing, and I'm trying to understand why. Why isn't he as celebrated? What do you, when you say different? What do you mean?
I
don't
don't
mean
know.
that
I don't
negatively.
know
Me
neither,
that.
yeah.
When's the last time you've heard someone, well, I shouldn't say that, because you do hear people in their 50s and early 60s say that. Among our, maybe it was just one of those, not every single great player is going to get talked about all the time.
Yeah.
And he's not maybe present that much. He's not like, we hear about Mike Shannon all the time because he's the voice of the Cardinals,
Now,
not because of his playing time.
Ted Simmons is around the ballpark because he has worked with
Right.
different organizations, not the Cardinals, doing scouting and
Right.
whatever. Because I remember talking to him about Stephen Piscotty when Piscotty was here
Biscotti.
and asking him, because there was something that led me to ask him a question about scouting Stephen Piscotty, because I think he was handling like West Coast stuff for the Mariners or something at the time. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
exactly sure, but it was something along those lines. And I think it was that, there wasn't the power there yet for Piscotty, and I was Ted Simmons had said something that made me wonder, well, it seems like he believes it will be, and I wonder why that is. And he talked to me about watching him play in college and going against like Garrett Cole and his home run he hit off Garrett Cole and the certain swing mechanics. He's a very thoughtful and smart person. but the way he delivers and carries himself, he's not seeking out people or anything like
Well,
that.
because he's low key, he doesn't get the same amount.
Well,
of,
I mean Willie McGee's like that too, but I mean Willie McGee's they're all different personalities and like
but that's
Ted, but I think Ted can also be like an outspoken person too. He kind of had the long hair when he came up. He was a brazen fella. I mean, look at Ted Bundy's go. I mean, look at you can see in those eyes.
good looking man.
A confident guy that might just walk his own path.
Looks like he would play the president of the United States in like a Michael Bay film.
And like I remember when he got into the Cardinals Hall of Fame, discussing the red jacket, because he was excited to get the red jacket. But I brought up, because I told him, it sounds like you're talking like it's a master's jacket, like it's a green jacket. And he's like, that's exactly what it is. And I'm doing that impersonation like that because there's something I've also often said about Ted Simmons, especially if you hear a clip of him, and I have a clip here.
Okay.
Is he can do, like he would be great at doing a Christopher Walken impersonation without even trying.
Oh.
Without even trying.
Let's hear this.
Because it's
I'm
how he
curious.
talks. This is a clip from, looks like I have it labeled as August 15th. So it was from the time that he was going into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. We're talking to him in a dugout, and it caught my ear immediately. And so I had to go back and listen and make sure what I was hearing was correct. And now you tell me when you listen to his speech pattern and the way he talks here.
Well, it was an induction ceremony, of course, clearly, but it's turned into a family reunion for me. It's a big deal, man.
Oh, wow.
Tell me that's not Christopher
That
Walken.
is walking cadence to the T.
Big
It's almost
deal,
like he's
man.
fucking with you.
Yeah, but the entire time we're talking, it's like that. Listen again.
The
Listen
crab
again.
cakes, you know,
Yeah.
they're good.
Well, it was an induction ceremony, of course, clearly, but it's turned into a family reunion for me. It's a big deal, man.
Like you can
That's,
feel your body moving to it as well.
That's a lot of walking.
We should do like
That's good.
if you could do a video with him, like doing cowbell, or some one of those classic SNL pieces.
Cardinals. Play catcher. Threw him out at second. He was out.
Yeah. What I need is when Walken does the lowest, because Walken will go low sometimes too. It'll be like, and you'll see a man, and then like go back into. So I want to hear. What if we give him a like a monologue from a Walken movie and.
I mean,
see
you
how he
could do
reads
that,
it.
or you could do the Kevin Pollak version where he does his walk and just
Yeah.
goes to Trader Joe's. He's like, Apple. You know, he's going up and down. Like
Yeah,
you
I
could just
like
have him
that.
read regular things.
I like that.
So that's something that caught my ear from him talking.
Well,
and,
good for
and
him.
I had actually asked him. I was researching at one point for the carte blanche movement.
Okay.
I was researching what happened to the Cardinals bullpen cart. Where did it end up?
Right.
What might
Right.
have happened? There was ownership changes over time in terms of who owned the stadium, who was in charge of things like that, and so it's a little convoluted. And I was trying to track it down, and I figured I could go up to him and ask him a weird question.
Right.
And he was trying to, he could not piece it together either. He was like, I don't remember when we got rid of it. He's like, I remember it being there, but I don't remember when it left. And so we sat, and he was trying to just think and just couldn't come up with it. But he tried to help me out, and I appreciate that. And I know a lot of fans from that. And I think part of him not being celebrated, Travis, has to do with that era of Cardinals baseball too. It's kind of like for me a little bit more, maybe more, with my adolescence and that, like with Ray Langford, where the teams weren't necessarily as good. Attendance was not good at all in the 70s for Cardinals.
No, it was the terrible decade.
So I mean, it wasn't the greatest era of Cardinals baseball. So I think that's part of why he's not
That
celebrated.
doesn't help, yeah.
Yeah, that may be the reason then. Okay.
You got to
But-
think about that. If attendance was super low,
Yeah.
then
That's a good point.
And he's a guy who's walked his own path, like I said, constantly, and that's his personality. But that's what attracts me personally to a guy like that.
Good for him.
So I like him, and I look forward to it. And man, that speech, if he sounds like walking throughout it. My goodness.
That's gonna be good TV.
So I'm most certainly looking forward to the speech.
Good for Simmons. Good for his family. Good for the Cardinal organization. I know the Cardinals will do it right. They'll take. They'll probably make a whole evening, whole weekend, probably out of it for him and his family.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal.
And
That's a huge
retiring
deal, major
23
deal,
makes a
yeah.
lot of sense too, because then you have David Freeze's number retired, and so
Oh yeah, nice, kind of a double up.
yeah,
there.
it ties in nicely.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't want people wearing that randomly.
Yeah, or Fernando Tatis may have something to say about it.
Huh?
Just maybe throw his name in there. He did hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning
Off
Did
the
he?
same pitcher.
off the same. Chan Ho Park.
Who?
Chan Ho Park.
That's close. That's good.
He also, because he dyed his hair, was rumored to be seeing another Cardinals player.
Yeah.
Welcome to St. Louis.
Welcome to St.
I don't know,
Okay.
man. He dyes his hair.
And then the next thing you know, there's Fernando Tatis Jr. in the
Oh,
same-
oh,
Oh,
well,
boy.
maybe not. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the other guy has like what, 8 kids? Right?
they're hiding.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, you think you know? No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's how it is.
Boys and girls,
Uh-huh.
girls and boys.
Yeah.
I know how you guys feel about the Olympics. I know how excited you get when that little torch is ran into the stadium.
Yeah.
Countries from all around the world come together
Uh-huh.
under pride and sport.
Uh-huh.
Well, it looks like our friends, the Ruskies, won't be participating anytime soon.
What?
Yes. WADA has imposed
WADA?
a 4-year ban on Russia. They're banned from the Olympics.
Really?
The World Anti-Doping Agency has imposed a 4-year ban on Russia using its flag, anthem, and team names as Olympic and other major sporting events. The ban means Russia will not be able to formally compete in next summer's Olympics and Paralympics in Tokyo and the 2022 Winter Games in Beijing.
Wait, the Paralympics too?
The Paralympics, they said not even the people.
Damn,
Seems
man.
a little cruel.
That does seem pretty cruel.
What? I don't think you have to do the Paralympics.
This also
ban.
means they will not be able to compete in the World Championships and the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Yep.
Huh.
Announced today in Switzerland. I don't
Why are
even
you
know
saying
what
that like
accent.
that?
I don't
Yeah,
even know.
that's not even
weird.
close.
They concluded on Monday officials in Moscow anti-doping laboratory had tampered with data. Man, they tamper with everything. Elections, blood test.
But it's are you sure it was them and not the Ukrainians?
Ask Ted Cruz about it. Let's
Yeah.
find out. I don't know.
Are we sure about this?
It may have been a Ukrainian.
What are you nibbling on over there, Trey?
Does WADA have the crowdsource server? I think WADA has it.
You know what? But this is huge.
I don't know why you have to take the Paralympics away.
That seems kind of low. But you tell me they was doping too? Maybe they was doping. Hey man, now you got
Yeah,
2 legs.
but-
wait a minute. Wait a second.
I think.
Hold on, man. Why you got 2 arms?
Why
What's
would
going
you-
on
Why would you
here?
not allow doping for the Paralympics? Like, give people let them get advantages. They're going.
know
to, I mean, you're going to tell me the regulations for Paralympics are the same as Olympics? Like, you're going to allow someone to take as many medicines and types of things as they want, or treatments, or whatever they want.
We don't want one-legged Hulks in the Paralympics.
No,
That's
no,
not
you
the-
don't
take
get to
they
decide
take a
that.
supreme athlete and just slice off half his pinky finger. Is that how it works?
I just don't
You
think.
find out that they're doing that, putting it on ice, and then when the Paralympics are over, the finger goes back on. Like, would that be something they
Well,
would do?
I don't know that you would qualify it for the Paralympics.
It's like shoving your finger off.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how the Paralympics
I appreciate the creativity. and-
Trying to think.
work.
Yeah.
Just trying to think. Fair enough.
Think like a Russian.
Yeah, think like a Russian. That's Jesus. This is a pretty big
Yeah,
deal.
9.5 fingers, eh?
He's our accent guy. I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
that-
good. He's
you
the
are-
best. He's me. No, I can do a Jamaican accent. Call me now for your free weeding. that was.
That's not even good.
That's not even. Was that?
Oh, no.
That's.
What
Was
was
that
that?
Welsh?
What? What was that? Did you say flea? Flea reading?
I think I did say flea.
What the hell? Try that again. I'm not letting that.
Call me now for your free eating.
Now, why can't you
I don't
talk?
know, I don't-
Why can't you say the word reading?
Because I'm trying to make sure the accent. I don't know.
You can't keep it. It falls apart quickly, actually.
It does. It's pretty embarrassing. I could do a Russian. Maybe I need to learn a Russian accent.
Try it.
President Putin
No.
There's always like this weird like.
You sound so constipated.
Yeah.
President Putin. That's not bad.
Just because you do this with your hand
I just
doesn't make it
don't,
worse.
Spicy meatball.
Is that what accent is that?
That is Italian Russian.
Italian Russian. Huh.
Okay.
The
Or
punishment,
Italian.
however, leaves the door open for clean Russian athletes to compete at major international sporting events without their flag or anthem.
Oh no, that's the best anthem in the world. That they truly have the best anthem. When you listen to it, da 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 da.
Putin let you back
da,
into the country though
da,
if you go under to the Olympics under another flag. Is he gonna let that fly?
Are they gonna do that where they're like establish residency for like a week and they're like, ah.
I feel like
Or
that.
like what was it?
Actually, you know they
Well, you're
all
under-
they all are Ukrainians.
Well,
soon
I
here.
do remember it says here that back in the 2018 Pyeongchang Games, Winter Olympics, is that the athletes from Russia competed under an international flag.
Yeah.
So, but they didn't have an anthem or that, they couldn't have their home country flag. But I'm saying if you're a Russian athlete going forward now with this ban, I mean, is Putin going to really let you get off? Like, is he going to let you?
I don't know. Are you gonna make money for him?
Probably going to have to.
Well, if you're an earner, I guess it'll help out.
We got it all figured out, huh?
This is huge. Ain't nobody touching America now.
Oh, really?
I mean, China's going to get a few out there. China's really good. They're really so
How
damn
long before China just starts saying like, hey, we have no regulations or anything. We've got bionic humans now.
Right.
Biogenetically enhanced humans.
Right.
That guy's got horse legs. Good luck stopping him.
Yeah.
don't know why China's spending so much time
They got
putting horse
centaurs.
legs on.
They have
They're-
centaurs.
They're creating centaurs now
Yeah.
in China. It's like you guys actually work for this administration.
I mean, try that on the hurdles.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna start winning hurdles.
How long before Trump says, well, America won't compete unless Russia's in the games?
The spirit of competition. Yeah.
I mean, America?
Yeah. Let's, yeah.
No, that. I mean, I would just laugh at that. But
The 51st
Nah,
state of
I hope
Russia deserves as much respect as the other 50 states in
yeah,
America.
more so than Puerto Rico, actually.
Yes, exactly.
I don't really want to get into it. I'm more comfortable with Russia.
Like, when was it? Like, honestly, if we went back through the last 50 years of presidential transcripts, how many times do you think you'll hear a president saying flushing toilets in that transcript? Of
I
the
could
last
see
50
LBJ
years.
doing that
Okay, I'll give you LBJ.
because he was like
Maybe W.
he was talking about like his inseam and all that in that one clip. Apparently he had a hammer. And so
did?
I think LBJ did.
Trump tried to warn them about a WADA problem, even attacked WADA and called it weak.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out how he'll confuse WADA with something else like he did with coyotes.
Coyotes.
WADA.
A WADA
They'll say
issue.
WADA
Yeah.
issue, yeah.
Maybe that's what he was talking about.
That's
He
what
got
it was.
confused. Someone was telling
See,
him
tell us two
about
different
WADA
stories. Yeah.
and the issues they're having with banning Russia
Yeah.
from the Olympics and Paralympics. I still don't understand.
I kind of understand
And
the
so
Paralympics.
maybe he combined two issues, and that's how we ended up with the flushing 10 to 15 times. And it wasn't WADA pressure. There was pressure from WADA
Right.
to not allow the Russians into the Olympics this next go round. That makes more sense than anything I heard from him to me.
If you are banning
WADA, I barely know her.
Yeah.
Nice, I like what you did there. If you are banning the Paralympics athletes, do you take away their handicap tag?
Don't.
Yeah.
don't.
You just see
Come
the
on,
you
God.
see the
Come
Olympic
on, God.
officials out there
Come
with a
on, God.
I will not
Come
participate.
on, God.
you see the Olympic officials out there with a sledgehammer taking it to the handicap ramp. Ah!
Come on, God. Nope. Come on.
Nope. That's yours. You own that.
You from Russia? You can't park there, bro.
That's just rude. Today.
Come on, Gardner.
You don't get. Why? It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a strange world we live in.
Yeah. Telling me.
How's it strange? The Paralympic, they could have been cheating too.
I'm saying it.
Growing
it
legs
shouldn't
and
matter.
nubs back.
You
You can't-
show that proof.
You know we ain't getting no information out of Russia.
I
It's Russia. What do you want me to do?
I think they should be able to take any drugs they want. That's what I'm saying. Any treatments they want.
Yeah, they
Steroids,
can, but they can't
HGH.
compete. They can't compete.
No, that's not. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
They can't compete. You can't be our American athletes up here. They're clean. They up here drinking their little Gatorade, eating their granola bars, and they wheelchairs, trying to compete. Are you trying to take that away from our American athletes?
No, I'm just saying
Communists.
everyone can do. You sound like one of my dream team members to me yesterday.
What'd you do?
We were arguing about politics at the bar
This
for
is
about
your-
an hour.
This is your new thing.
man,
Talking about
he ain't
gun
drank in 6
laws,
years.
abortion, economics. Tables were being smacked, curse words were being thrown about. It
My
was
kinda party.
invigorating.
That's my kind of party. Sounds like a
And then
real
we
live show.
and then we shook hands and
Oh.
outside and had a cigarette afterwards.
Well, you should have called him a snowflake
Why?
Boy.
because in Wisconsin they're now outlawing snowballs.
What?
That's right. Wisconsin town has outlawed throwing snowballs.
Okay.
Is there a reason?
I'm about to look it up now. Okay, here we go. This is in the New York Post, nypost.com, my former hometown. No person.
Current on Facebook.
A Wisconsin city has made it illegal to throw snowballs, ranking them alongside rocks and arrows as an outlawed weapon. No person shall throw or shoot any object, arrow, stone, snowball, or other missile or projectile by hand or by any other means and at any other person. This is in Wausau. This is the new municipal code. Let's see why.
You did really good getting through the word municipal there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good job.
It's really in the interest of public safety. A lot of it is just consideration and common sense. You don't throw stuff at people, period. Well, that's not true. The police department told WCCO that it cannot recall anyone being fined for breaking the snowball ban. They don't specifically say why in the story, why all of a sudden they're banning this. The ordinance under the sections also says snowballs cannot be thrown at, in, or into any building, street, sidewalk, alley,
Yeah.
highway, park, playground, or other public place within the city.
In unrelated news, children's furniture stores in the Wisconsin town where this happened, they're so pumped to get those new jail contracts
Uh-huh.
for the kids' beds they're going to need for all the bad kids that get brought in. This
seems
is a
like
big,
It's going
big
to be
win.
tough to do a crackdown immediately.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time for people to pick up on what the new law is.
I just look forward to getting all these rogue children off the street
Oh,
having snowball fights.
Just another reason to kill some black kids in Wisconsin.
why? Because of snowballs?
Yeah, because the starts snowing outside. Kids trying to walk to school. Oh, he's got a weapon in his hand because it's snowing.
Oh, I didn't think of that. See, this is
Boom.
why I need your
Yeah.
perspective on
See,
things.
This is why.
Uh-huh.
Because you know what's going to happen. Some kid in Milwaukee going to be playing,
Well,
throwing
this isn't-
snowballs
this isn't
around.
in Milwaukee, though.
It's in Wisconsin, so it probably going to get there. You know how the law works.
Is this going to lead Tucker Carlson tonight?
Looks like the snowflakes are up in arms about snowballs.
Look, I want to get rid of snowflakes, but not like this.
No, like not to this extent.
So they can't do the method of Gardner and the snowball fighting anymore then, which is you go with the ice one in the right hand because I'm right-handed. The one you really smash down. Kind of a flakier one with the left hand, which you lob to just bring their eye level up. It's like a pitcher when he's changing the eye level of the batter.
Oh, boy.
Hey, I got an 0-2 0-2 count. Let me go high. Let me go up the ladder with this pitch to change the eye level, and then come back with the slider and backdoor it on them, and the eye level is changed, and it'll be more effective. And then you launch that one with the right hand, the ice ball right at their nose.
I would love to know if we found a way to outlaw snowballs. Assault rifles, however.
Well, you trap. You see, the thing is this.
Well,
And you-
obviously,
and we are-
it's a weapon, so you should know.
Yeah, which you have. They're designed. You see what you don't understand. And see, that's why.
Chris, if there's a bad guy with a snowball, then I hope there's a good guy with one as well.
That would be helpful.
Black Sheep hopes this councilman never makes it to Lambert's in Sikeston, Missouri.
Motherfuckers throwing bread? Oh,
Oh, what if they outlawed snowball fighting in Sikeston, and then it became a whole issue for Lambert's too, because of how they.
And they get grandfathered in, and it's the last bastion. Of
I
the
don't want you to
tosser.
give me a throat roll. I always want you to throw me the fried okra. Fried okra there is delicious.
No, I know we have to get into a segment, but I just want to go over this quick story. And the only reason I want to go over this story really quickly is because I want to get it off our rundown, because the line it's been bothering me for days, and I just really want to get rid of it. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think it's because that's why I left it there.
And I like every time I go through our rundown, I'm like, I would like to get this off because
I might just leave it on still, though.
well, Chris.
Because I assumed we would never get to it, and I just wanted to leave it on. For
Yeah, and I wanted to get rid of it.
Now you have to remember how my mind works.
Yes, and it was getting to the point where I was like, my anxiety couldn't handle it any longer. We'll go this really quickly, Chris, and I do apologize beforehand.
Are you just using this? And never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, that would have been funny. Michael Jackson musical will blame sex abuse allegations on Virgin Boy Blood glove. The LA production for The Love of a Glove is a part puppet show in which the late singer's alleged history of child sex abuse is blamed on a glove-shaped alien forcing Jackson to feed on boys.
Oh, so it's not his fault.
You see why I wanted it off the rundown? Let's get it off really quickly.
Don't
Let's
say
get it
that.
off. Oh,
Who's
jeez, what have I
producing?
done?
Come on
Jesus,
now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
you're missing a
apologize.
key.
Disgusting.
You're missing a key
Okay.
part of the story.
What's the key part of the story?
Who's involved?
Who
Yeah.
is involved?
As I talk like this, and I wear a lot of scarves, and I've been in many of your favorite films.
No, he's not, is he? Do I have to really look at the story to find that?
I played
yeah.
a vampire once. I
Written
don't do
by
anything
LA
Tim Burton
playwright
asked me
and
to do.
filmmaker Julia Nitzberg for The Love of a Glove tells the story of what happens after a group of aliens shaped like bedazzled gloves crash land in Jackson's hometown of Gary, Indiana. Fuck.
I've stayed the night there.
And turns out, which place now?
Gary, Indiana.
Okay. Whew. Oh, God. It turns out the glove can give people magical musical talent if it drinks their blood and has part of their body inside of it. Oh, God. But it can only feed on virgin boy blood. Naturally, one alien glove attaches itself to a young Michael Jackson, who eventually learns that he can't feed all 5 alien gloves himself, so he starts bringing boys home.
Oh no. Why is this a good idea?
I don't know who is writing this. Why would you
Who's
write
producing this?
this? I'm looking through it right now. I'm so disturbed.
Who the hell is putting on this production?
I don't know. You keep saying this. Remember when Skeet Ulrich was supposed to be bigger than me? Johnny Depp.
Johnny
is,
Depp.
is attached.
Is he really?
He's producing it. He's part of the producer.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I see the photos. Oh gee, and they're they're black. Oh Jesus. Oh no, what is happening? The show's producers are Lee Crawford, Sam Socker, Tony Jones, Betsy Zachko, and Burke Zanft. Crawford and Nance are the sole investors, with Nitzberg handling direction duties based on his own book and lyrics. Oh, there's music. There's going to be music.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't see where it says... Okay, it says, updated. An earlier version of the story listed Johnny Depp and his production company as producers
he's
for The Love of the
not?
Glove. There is currently a dispute over credits, and a rep for Depp says that he and his company are not producing and not involved in any way.
How does that come about?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to... Have you seen the photos?
It says there's a dispute over credits.
Yeah, and they said they were no, so maybe they were involved, and they was like,
okay.
shit, you're right, maybe we weren't involved. Yeah, whoops. Oh, you're right, crazy. Some paperwork came up, and it says we weren't involved in this project. It's all you guys. You're right. You get all the credit. Enjoy. Gotta go.
That seems
Yeah.
convenient.
A part of me, though, wants to see this.
Why? No.
Because it has to be as horrible as it sounds.
This is.
And you kind of want to see how bad it really is.
I don't know if it's one of those for me.
I feel like it's one of those where it's like, oh, this is awful.
It sounds awful.
I have to go see it. It's like Snakes on a Plane. It's like, oh, this is going to be terrible.
Oh, I'd go see Snakes on a Plane.
But this has to.
Or maybe you think you're going to see something like that and it ends up being a great film that you correctly chose to see instead of Creed.
Yeah, some brothers.
What did you see instead?
Krampus.
Mm.
Highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
Racist,
Appropriately
yeah.
rated.
Well, I'm glad I got through this one. I know this actor. This actor's been in a bunch of stuff. I can't believe he's in this project. That's so disturbing.
Strange, for sure. So,
Were you
let
pleased
us
to
know how
get
it
it
is.
off the rundown?
Uh,
I'll just leave it there.
shit.
Just to remind you.
Well, boys and girls.
Just to remind your anxiety.
Well, it's time to keep the spirits going
Mhm.
in the month of December
Mhm.
and discuss our favorite topic.
Mhm.
The Great American Race! No open for that one.
No open.
No open for that one, but I believe we have
Scoreboard?
graphics. Okay.
Yeah. We stand
Snarky
at
commentary. There's plenty of
A
that.
lot of that.
that's what we can do. 780 to 710 is our score heading into this week. 1 week into the Great American Race for the month of December. How this works. Each of you has a story that you will present that makes the other's culture community look bad. And throughout, as you explain your story, or
My
you
mother,
have to-
Merry Christmas, Joni. My mom sent in Christmas cookies at Travis.
they're delightful, and I had one in the break.
And thanks to our secret admirer for the package sent in also.
The bag,
It literally, the glitter will make a giant mess in here.
the bag of D's.
Bag of D's, anonymously sent. Thank you. We'll get a picture of Gardner nibbling on one.
I'll try one. So you each present your story and also have to defend against the other's story. And we use a credit score system, which I believe 850 is the highest. That's what Chris starts with. Travis starts with 800 each month due to systematic racism.
Thank you.
And throughout the month, we'll add or subtract according to the stories, how you present them, how you defend against the others. And at the end of the month, after we go through this, we see who has the higher credit score, and that person is declared the winner of the Great American Race.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it.
Trav, go ahead. What do we got today?
I had one, and then Gardner reminded me that I needed to.
Well, I just had said, I thought you were going to go with this one. I thought it was.
This story recently broke about 4 days ago, just before the weekend began. And it's exhausting, but it does provide, I think, the necessary context to understand where we are in this country when we discuss race, especially when it's a former ambassador and governor of an American state. Your homegirl, and some call the savior of the GOP, Nikki Haley, sparked some backlash this past Friday when she told conservative radio host Glenn Beck, racist, that the Confederate flag symbolized service, sacrifice, and heritage
I have a clip.
for some people in her state until Dylan Roof hijacked it. You know, Dylan Roof, who killed a church full of people 5 years ago.
South Carolina fell to her knees when this happened. This is one of the oldest African American churches. These 12 people were amazing people. They loved their church, they loved their family, they loved their community. And here is this guy that comes out with his manifesto holding the Confederate flag and had just hijacked everything that people thought of. And we don't have hateful people in South Carolina. There's always the small minority that's always going to be there. But, people saw it as service and sacrifice and heritage. But once he did that, there was no way to overcome it. And the national media came in droves. They wanted to define what happened. They wanted to make this about racism. They wanted to make it about gun control. They wanted to make it about death penalty. And I really pushed off the national media and said there will be a time and place where we talk about this, but it is not now. We're going to get through the funerals. We're going to respect them.
There you go.
Miss Haley again doubled down after the backlash on Twitter, posting a transcript of when she called for the removal of the Confederate flag from South Carolina State House. Miss Haley said that year was a painful time and that she stood by what she said at the time. For many people in our state, this is her 2015 remarks, the flag stands for traditions that are noble. Traditions of history, of heritage, and ancestry. For many others in South Carolina, the flag is deeply offensive symbol of brutality, a brutally oppressive past. As a state, we can survive as we have done while still being home to both of those viewpoints. Oh, God. Jesus. I don't remember. She was better off just leaving the 2015 comments behind. Nikki Haley, be outside of just being historically wrong, this is pretty embarrassing for your people, mainly because, I mean, it historically misrepresents the origins of the flag, and then she conflates people's hatred towards the flag and people's love of the flag as the same, which is dangerous in itself.
Both sides.
She literally both sides the Confederate flag. And I think, though, if anything, it just provides the proper context as to how some people, not all, a lot of people apparently, according to Nikki Haley, think of race and race relations in the state of South Carolina. I don't even know where to begin. Like, I mean, I think outside of it being ignorant, no duh, I think the lack of education or the willful ignorance towards an issue that's so well documented, you'll be blue in the face to find so much material on it. For her to be willfully ignorant, that's not only is it disingenuous, it's very reckless and dangerous, but it's par for the course. So I don't know even how to react necessarily to this story, because a part of me is like, ho hum, another day in the life of some conservatives. And then I also say, well, this is also what I'm used to in regards to when people want to discuss the details that surround racism. This is a unfortunate look, Chris. I'm sorry. I know Nikki Haley probably, where in your neck of the woods, is a good old girl. A little Southern belle, I'm sure. Probably invited to a little hoedown or whatever. What's that? Farmington Days that they have, Country Days. I'm sure she'd be a hit down there, Chris. But this is America. And there's one flag. It's the United States of America's flag. It's the American flag. The stars and bars.
What's the stars and bars?
50 stars.
Stars and stripes.
And the stars and stripes. Oh, the stars and bars. Yes.
Is that, you're talking about the flag that Colin Kaepernick kneels before?
Yes. That's the American flag. He ain't kneeling in front of a Confederate flag.
So he would stand for that?
That's a good question. Not sure would he stand for the Confederate flag. Do you kneel then? Because then that would show that you're disrespecting the Confederate flag. At the same time, maybe standing is disrespectful. I'm not sure. However, Chris Demons racist as hell.
That's not where that works.
That's all I got, Chris.
Okay.
Good luck.
Really interesting.
Good luck. Topping that.
Took me down 100 points almost. So Gardner's a supporter of the way you delivered that story.
Thank you.
I did take 10 points off Travis for his flag comments at the end there.
Okay.
Travis, did you happen to see where your boy, Lando Calrissian himself,
Oh, yeah, Lando.
Billy D. Williams,
Oh, he's one of the best. He's a good. Oh, man. Good luck getting this guy.
82 years old,
All right.
was quoted as saying he's coming out as gender fluid.
Oh, good for him.
Um,
Or them.
December 4th, Billy D. Williams. What the hell is gender fluid? Says his gender remarks were misinterpreted. Familiar with this?
I am not.
It was reported that the 82-year-old male described himself using both male and female pronouns, saying he rejected the gender binary. And he clarifies that with his interview with The Undefeated, stating he was simply talking about the ways men can embrace their feminine side. First of all, I asked last night, I said, what the hell's gender fluid? It's a whole new term. He was talking about a psychiatrist's designation of people's gender and how they get in touch with things. So the full interview can be read on the Undefeated, and if you check that out, the person that did that tried to make a big deal out of this man and his statement that he knew would be clickbait, and then Billy D. Williams came back and rectified the situation. So shame on the interviewer from the Undefeated for blowing up the internet with a wannabe.
Oh, who's the interviewer?
Kelly L. Carter. Do you need a photo?
She's a black woman.
So went for the fake woke.
Hold on. What
and
is
got the okey doke. Wrote that this morning.
I would imagine.
Not really.
So what did she specifically do to say that
She hijacked.
How did she
Billy D.
hijack?
Williams.
How did she hijack? You got to explain
She
that.
came out to say that he was gender fluid and he literally didn't know the term. So she tried to get woke points and swung and missed
She tried to get woke points for.
for doing that.
And-
She misrepresented an elderly
Did she
black man.
misunderstand or misrepresent? Two different
She
things.
is now apologizing. She misrepresented that.
Does she say misrepresent or misunderstood? Those
If
are
you're
two
going to
different things.
focus on those two things,
I think that's a that's a valiant difference. That's a bit of a gap. Like misrepresenting is purposely using someone's words.
purposely did it and took what he said.
Or are you
and
saying she
made
purposely
into
did it, or she admitted to saying she did it?
It's very obvious what they did. He didn't even know what the term meant, and they took it and ran.
Okay.
I don't know, Gardner. All I'm
Well,
saying is
I don't know if I should say anything here or not.
Okay, do I need to research this? Because I don't
There,
know.
I've got you covered. Hang on.
Okay, all right.
So, where was this interview given?
What's that?
Who did the interview? The original interview.
And it had to be. I don't know who did it. The ESPN.
Kelly Carter.
Kelly Carter.
She did not do the original interview.
Who did the original interview?
Esquire magazine
Okay, Esquire. That's
is where the comments were taken.
okay.
And the person who wrote the Esquire magazine article, his name is Matt Miller.
Sounds black to me.
Oh
And
boy.
I'm
Oh
looking
boy.
at a picture of
Oh
him.
boy. Oh boy. Is Matt Miller white?
Matt Miller is white.
Oh no! It
So
was
I
a
switched-
white man.
So I switched the conversation to what the hell's Billy D. Williams scared of being gender fluid for?
Oh,
So-
what a! That is not how this works.
Probably
Yeah,
give Chris
that's
10
right.
Oh
points.
my goodness! He
That's
gets
right.
what?
That's right. Well, if he's 82, he should know better.
Oh, whoa! Come on!
Yeah, you throw a Hail Mary. Sometimes it gets picked
I
off.
gave him 10 points, but I will have to delete 20.
Chris, he threw a Hail Mary in the first quarter.
I almost didn't say anything.
Well, I was gonna attack him and try and throw it on Travis's ridiculous, because if it was a white dude saying it, Travis would have been like, "Why doesn't he like gender fluidity?" Blah 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 blah. I was gonna go that way, but then I saw the picture of her and I was like, oh, I can just key on that. Why do we fall down?
Yeah.
To get back up.
Nice.
that was
Chris
good.
gets 10 points for that saying.
That was good. I gotta give him that one.
Nice.
Well done.
All right. So we're
Yeah,
tight.
Whatever. Oh, how are you gonna compete with Confederate
That's
apologism?
tough for you.
Yeah,
Hey man,
it is what it is.
Remember, Travis designed this game in his favor.
I did not. I literally took points away from me.
But
for
you
this.
start with 50 more.
No, I start with 50 less.
Yeah.
We're just trying to gaslight you. At this point.
You don't have to do that tonight. You guys are jerks.
A big one. Guys, this Thursday, 8:30 p.m., join us for Free Comedy Thursday at Gastro Pit. You know what, guys? They've got a barbecue happy hour as well, starting after the show. Come out. It's Free Comedy Thursday every Thursday on the Hill. Going to be a heck of a time. This week will be no exception. Stop by. It's at Shaw and Kings Highway, 8:30 p.m. If you can't make the early show, make it to our later show. We got 2 shows every Thursday. Second one is at Gastro Pit on the Hill. Had a great turnout last week. Looking to keep that momentum going in December. Bring your family and come have some fun, everybody.
Chris.
Anything else you want to hit, Trav?
Man, look. I tell you guys all the time, man. I'm always looking out for your well-being, and
What a guy.
I try to get us into the good graces of not only the influential but the powerful as well. And Gardner makes fun of me for being a fan of the House of Mouse.
Yeah.
Well, the House of Mouse closed in on a historic record this past weekend, becoming the first studio in history to record $10 billion in box office in a year. Through Sunday, the studio had generated $3.28 billion in North American ticket sales, $6.7 billion overseas for a global haul of $9.997 billion. And this is all before the release of the final chapter in the Skywalker saga, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, hitting theaters in a couple of weeks. What if they've accumulated Avengers Endgame, Aladdin, Toy Story 4, The Lion King, Captain Marvel, and Frozen 2 is en route to eclipsing $1 billion for the year. So that's potentially 7 titles in this year alone to gross nearly gross $1 billion. They hold
That's so crazy.
They hold 6 of the 10 biggest movies of the year.
At what point do they just kind of own everything? And
Well, I think
do they work their way into the adult titles ever? Like, how does that work?
I mean, now they've gotten some adult titles now, but because of the purchase
Oh
of
no,
Fox.
I meant.
Oh, I see what you're saying. My bad. But no, I somebody actually pointed this out. It was like, not only have their ownership, but they're just a brand loyalty. Disney has consistently put almost unfathomable numbers on the board by delivering a diverse and irresistible slate of films while capitalizing on the goodwill and viewer loyalty that has been built up by the years. This is what insiders are saying about Disney's present success. House of Mouse. Respect our overlords. Sorry. Would you rather the country be ran by this current government or Disney?
They started.
Poll question.
They put.
Poll question. Would you rather America be ran by Disney or this current government?
We keep things pretty light, and it's starting to.
Look, if you say you're going to put up Ironman Homes in St. Louis,
Now, what if they
I would be in
throw?
support of Disney.
What if they throw a Mickey ears hat on the Lincoln Memorial?
I mean, Mickey is about as important as Lincoln, if we're going to be honest.
Okay, you said
The arch gets Goofy painted up the side of it.
I'd be gay for that. I'm just saying. What's I mean?
Captain
Do you
America-
want Josh Hawley telling you what to do, or Robert Downey Jr.? That's what I thought.
Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor on Mount Rushmore.
Do you want Roy Blunt
And who?
telling you what to do, or the guys who rebooted Lion King?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a tough one.
that is. And the fact that it's a tough one should illustrate as to where we are with our government.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's fair then.
So there you go. So I say, why the hell not? Why not have
How about this?
President Ryan Reynolds?
I'll explore the idea. Or
Okay.
at least give it that consideration.
I would love for you to make that our poll question today.
Okay, we can see what we can do after the show.
Okay. Who you got for shout out today, my friend?
I'm going to shout out all the people that came to comedy last Thursday. It was a fun time. We're going to keep that rolling and roll this shout out into a plug. Again, Christmas Sweater Comedy Show, 6 o'clock this Thursday. Going to be a blast. And it's going to be packed, so get there early.
Guardsy, who you shouting out today?
2 shout outs. First, once again, I want to shout out to Mizzou's new head football coach, a.k.a.
Okay.
State Farm insurance salesman, State Farm agent from Paducah, Kentucky, Elia Drinkwitz. So I want to shout him out. And also, as I just checked Twitter and received a few messages via text, why don't we shout out the person who interrupted the impeachment hearing today, claiming the Democrats were committing treason. The person who interrupted a protester is a gentleman I know and have worked with in the past, and also currently works for InfoWars.
Oh no, is it who I think it is?
It is.
That guy has gone over the bed, man.
So
my
I'm gonna have to look
God.
into that when we're done
Oh,
here.
that's gonna be entertaining. Well, shout out then. Let's quick shout out to my boy Drew Locke.
It's your boy now,
Andrew
Locke's my
Locke.
boy.
I think
Drew Locke, my friend.
Drew Locke, if he has even a reasonably okay pro career, like the staff at Mizzou while he was there should be flogged. He get criminally underappreciated, and
3 touchdowns for him first half against the Texans as the Broncos pulled probably one of the bigger upsets of the NFL season. I think threw over 312 yards.
Did you see any of the game?
I saw just some of the highlights. I didn't watch it
Yeah.
live.
I was gonna say, did he look like impressive,
Just
or did he
based on
look
the
like he was
highlights,
fitting
he
into
looked
a
like
season?
like the guy just knew he had you can tell he had a scripted game plan and he followed it perfectly.
Good for him.
Good, yeah, very good for him.
I thought only black quarterbacks worked out in the NFL.
Yeah, the man, shoot, the way it was going, I don't know.
Drew Lock should have played receiver.
He's tall, rangy.
Makes sense, right?
It does.
I wish I paid more attention to football. Is Lamar Jackson so fun to watch?
He is.
I've not watched any of his games.
He is.
I don't watch any football.
This season's going to be interesting because I think I don't think the Blue Bloods are going to win it. I think there's going to be I guess you could even call the 49ers. Blue
Yeah, I was
Bloods.
going to say careful because the Ravens are
Yeah.
pretty in the last 20 years they're pretty
they've been
storied.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
And New Orleans is looking really good. I think every time I think Blue Blood, the Patriots likely won't be there because the Chiefs took care of business last night against them. So I'm just hoping maybe
Patriots will be in the playoffs, right?
They'll be in the playoffs. With the Patriots, of course, they'll be in the playoffs. You just hope.
So if they're in, they've got
yeah,
a better
Kinda
chance
bet
than
you
most.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. Boys and
well.
girls, it's been a fun show. Hey, Chris, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Job well done today.
Yeah.
A shout out to all of our amazing sponsors, as we've mentioned today throughout our broadcast. Chris, you want to mention any others?
No, St. Louis Counseling Services. We always love their work. Recommend them for any counseling needs in the St. Louis area. Or if you're looking for a new podcast with some great advice, Mental Health Matters. Find it on their website, stlouiscounseling.org, for more information. Real quick, tune in live tomorrow. And if you're enjoying the show, check out the YouTube page. Subscribe. Even if you don't use YouTube much, it'll help us grow that. We're trying to push that and want to bring you some interesting content along the way. So for Travis, for Gardner, for all of you, appreciate you tuning in. We're back live tomorrow at 8 a.m. We'll see you then.
Peace.